Hey, what is up YouTube? Welcome back. My name is LFX. Now, today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about Borderlands 3. Now, I was going to write a script for this, or not really a script, more of ideas, but I decided to go off of my own ideas because it's better for me to go off my own ideas than write stuff down, as I'm more likely to speak my mind if I don't have anything written down. So be prepared for a lot of jump cuts if I do any jump cuts. So yeah, like that. There's a jump cut right there. If you don't know what a jump cut is, there was just an example there. But let's continue with the actual topic here, which is Borderlands 3. Now, if you don't already know, I'm a fan of Borderlands 2. A big fan of Borderlands 2. I've played the game since about 2013, and I've absolutely loved this. The game franchise is awesome. I've played every single game that they've released. My favorite being Borderlands 2, with a close second with the pre-sequel, and then Borderlands, the original one, coming in at third, just because I haven't completed it yet. And in my opinion, it has a very lackluster story. It's weird, and that's the first thing on my list for Borderlands 3. Please make sure that the story is good in Borderlands 3. Because if the story is shit in Borderlands 3, nobody's going to enjoy playing the game just for leveling up and getting all the loot and stuff. Because this was generally the case with what they thought was going to happen in the first Borderlands game. They thought, hey, we can't come up with a very good storyline, let's just give them a fuck ton of weapons and things to do in the game apart from the actual story, and I'm sure that'll distract them. It did for the first year and a half, but it didn't after that, as people were just getting bored of doing the same things they were doing, and they were just like, hey, the story? Why is the story so bad? Yeah, that's why I got bored of Borderlands 1. So please, if Borderlands and when Borderlands 3 comes out, make sure that that isn't in there. And the second thing I'm going to be talking about is I don't know what the pre-sequel did wrong, to be honest. I think it was the fact that it just had so many open areas and so many things that were just not done right within character specs. That was one thing I really want to see. Good character design and customization when it comes to the skill tree, as well as generic customization anyway. Because in the pre-sequel, I can admit some of the characters like Nisha and Jack's doppelganger are good characters, but what I can't admit is that the rest of them are just very lackluster when it comes to very individual things. I know Wilhelm has some cool traits to him, like the fact that he has the vengeance cannon on the side of him, which is pretty cool, and he has some augmented legs and stuff he can run while shooting. But it's not really anything that useful. Yeah, the cannon's alright, but it doesn't actually do much damage considering how many skills you have to spec to get there. So in Borderlands 3, when we do get the characters we get, please make sure that they have good skill trees and good customization. Now, the customization in the game is very vital too, because though I like Borderlands games and I would absolutely love for them to stay is in the same format they are now, as you get a character, you can customize their heads and skins, you can customize a skill tree, and then there's a story, weapons, loot, stuff like that. They need to change something in the third game to get more people interested in playing the game, and customization of characters is a very, very good method to doing this, as introducing building characters or generally making a character better when it comes to customization is an awesome thing you can include in the game, because just having head and body designs aren't actually that good. And I can admit that some of the stickers and stuff that you can get for your body after getting the first, now I can admit some of the skins you can get for your body and some of the heads you can get are really cool, and some of them are late Easter eggs, like the Breaking Bald one from Borderlands 2 for the Gunzerker. But you can't actually really customize the body that much. There's not many things that happen when you put a skin on. It's just a little change in colour, or with the special skins, something just really small changed about them. It'd be cool if you could really customize this aspect and make your character look very individual compared to other characters. Now this brings me on to my next point, which is the characters. I really want there to be a 6-player co-op mode, as, first of all, we are now in next gen. So, Borderlands 3 is only going to be releasing for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So please ramp up the amount of people that can be in a game to 6. As this is next gen after all, we can fit 64 people in a server thanks to EA and DICE and Frostbite. We can now fit 64 people in a server. I know on PC they can fit way more because they have different games that you can generically get more people in. But what I'm trying to say is, Borderlands needs to have at least 6 people allowed in one game, because in every game out from 2, the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2 both have 6 characters in them. And only having 4 people allowed to join a session at once makes no sense whatsoever. And as you can probably tell if you played the pre-sequel, I don't want to spoil anything, but at the end of the pre-sequel, this little robot type alien thing tells Lilith that they will need all the Vault Hunters they can get. So that might be a hint to Borderlands 3. So the characters are a very important line of the game, and this was one of the reasons I think the pre-sequel failed. So just please make sure that this is right. So my next point here is going to be level design or certain places to go in the world that they are on. Whether it's going to be Pandora again, I don't know. It might be Promethea as teased in the Battleborn DLC. I do not know though. Let's hope it's a new planet so we can explore that planet. But yeah, the level design. This was one of the main reasons as well as character customization, why the pre-sequel failed. The level design was immensely boring. Compared to Borderlands 2's amazing layout that you could go and explore, Borderlands the pre-sequel really lacked. Now I know it was very hard for the pre-sequel to actually give places to go, as this is the moon. But you should have thought about going to the moon before you decided to make the bad decisions that you made for getting to the moon and just having certain places you can go on the moon. Think about it this way. On Borderlands 2, you can go pretty much anywhere you want on Pandora. I think. I don't know. But it's awesome. You know, you can go around places and jump places and rocket jump and go everywhere. It's pretty cool. Yeah, on Borderlands, the pre-sequel, you are very limited where you can go. Because they can just say, hey, you're not allowed to go this part of the moon because it's all iced over, or the Krakening, quote, big quotes there, the Krakening happened and you're not allowed to go here as it's all destroyed. Yeah. Borderlands 3, wherever it is, needs to have very good level design to keep the game continuously fun and beautiful to play. Now, I can admit, this is where the pre-sequel actually does get a positive from me. The level design of the Claptrap's Voyage DLC, oh my god, is it fun. All the pixely stuff, or pixels floating around, upside down areas, places where it tricks you with like the door looking like it's far away when it's just really small. That was amazing, and it was so much fun to play through the Claptrap's Voyage DLC. As well as the guns that they included, they were very unique and original, and I can admit this pulled back the pre-sequel a bit, but that was the only main DLC it had, compared to Borderlands 2's 4 main DLCs and 4 Headhunter packs. This is my next point. Borderlands 3 needs to have innovative and good DLC for people to be interested in buying the game. When it comes to games nowadays, a lot of people mainly are on about the main game, but they also absolutely love the DLCs of the games, and DLCs are usually what keeps people coming back for more. This was definitely the case of Borderlands 2, as well as having the $100,000 loot hunt, they had very good DLCs. Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep DLC was an amazing addition to the game, and I hope Borderlands 3 innovates as well and makes something as good as the Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep DLC. So that is all about I have to say about Borderlands 3. Now I do hope that they do not mess anything up that they have put or they will put into the game Borderlands 3, or whatever it's going to be called, because I've hinted that they might call it Borderlands 4. The guy who created it, I can't remember what his name is at the moment, but he was the guy who made the storyline for Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel, the writer, I think he's called Anthony Birch. He said we could call it Borderlands 4 for all we know. They don't know yet, but they have already. I'm sure they've already started making the game. Yeah. Now another thing I want to see return, as it did return in the pre-sequel from Borderlands 2, which was a very cool thing, but you can't exploit the shit out of it. Sorry for my language, but there you go. Is the badass tree. Now, this thing is amazing, but can be really bad. If you saw the screenshot there, I have 140% badass stats. That's a lot. Yeah, there's a glitch on my channel where you can like duplicate the hell out of your badass tokens. I'll leave a link in the description, and I won't leave an annotation on the screen because YouTube, they fuck people. But anyway, that was the coolest thing that I thought about completing the game. It was the fact that I hadn't completed it. There was still tons of things to do when it came to badass ranks and badass tokens. You could still earn them, and you can actually prestige your badass rank if you didn't already know that. You can reset all your challenges and do it all again. So if you didn't already know that, now you do. So yeah, you can do that. You just go into the little badass stats and just click square or X, I think it is, and then you can click reset stats, and it will prestige it, making it so you can get more badass tokens, even though you can just do the glitch. Link in the description again. Cough, cough, cough. So that brings me on to my last point, which is bosses. Bosses. Seriously, in Borderlands 2. Some of those bosses that they had, oh my god, they're amazing. From the Warrior, to Terramorphous, to Hyperius, to Pyro Pete, to Big Mama with her big ass titties. You could farm the hell out of these for some great items. In Borderlands, the pre-sequel though, not many good bosses. There was the Subconscious from the Claptrap Voids DLC, which was cool. It dropped me 2 Seraphs, which is the Torgue pistol and a sniper. Yeah, that was pretty cool, but I don't know whether it drops them randomly or that's things you can farm for. But Borderlands 2 had the amazing amount of customization when it came to like farming bosses. You could just go, boy, well, it's not really customization, but you get the point, don't you? You could farm bosses for guns, like you could farm Terramorphous for Slayer of Terramorphous class mods, Teeth of Terramorphous, the shotgun. You could farm the Warrior for Iridium, the Conference Call. You could farm Doc Mercy for his Infinity Pistol, which he never ever gave off unless it was like no element. Fuck's sake, Doc Mercy. I didn't like Doc Mercy. Jesus Christ, he's the most annoying person ever. But yeah, anyway, in Borderlands 3, please make sure that you actually include farmable bosses or good bosses. Anyway, because Borderlands pre-sequel didn't have good bosses at all. Like, the best boss in the game was pretty bad. But even though they had bad bosses, the last boss in the game was pretty cool. It actually built up a big-ass, like, tension, while the Warrior didn't as much. I mean, he did. He was a big-ass warrior alien thing. But the one at the end of the pre-sequel was just really cool. It had, like, 4 heads, and you got to shoot all of them, and it got more angry every time. It was pretty cool. So I like that about the pre-sequel, but please make sure it returns in Borderlands 3. But other than that, guys, it has been pretty cool. I've been going on for quite a long time now, but I really like Borderlands, so yeah, just give me a break, Jesus Christ. When I want to say something about Borderlands, I'll say it, as you can probably see. If you've made it this far, make sure to drop a like if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you are new. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description to that video that I mentioned before, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Peace, and my broskis. I want to die.
Cause I got it like that, flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light. Can you get it when you miss me? Like I'm with whiskey, drinking gin.